it's story time again. And today it's a little bit cold in the story shed. So I've got a warm hat on and a scarf. Today we're going to read about Grandma Bird. Now this is a book written by Benji Davies, published by Simon & Schuster. It's about a small boy and his grandma who lives on an island. That's a nice picture, look, isn't it? Of the beach. Right, so Grandma Bird, this is called. And the boy is called Noi. Noi, that's an unusual name, isn't it? And there we are. That's Noi's house on the beach. I'd like to live there, would you? Noi lived with his dad and 6 cats by the sea. It was summer and Noi was going to stay at his grandma's. Oh. It was a long way to Grandma's house. She lived by herself on a tiny rock where the wind cut in and the grass grew sideways. Grew sideways because the wind blew it. The only visitors were the birds who blew in and out on the breeze. Noi wasn't sure about Grandma. She boiled up seaweed for soup and kept her teeth in a jar. Ooh. At night they had to sleep in the same bed, top to tail. The blankets were itchy, and Grandma snored like an old walrus. During the day, Grandma always seemed to be too busy with one thing or another. She never had time to play. So one morning, when the tide was out, Noi crept away by himself. He hopped from rock to rock and pattered over wet sand, dipped in and out of rock pools, and then he spotted something shimmering across the sand. I wonder what that was. It was a great big rock full of holes. Noi weaved in and out and skipped round its edges. He pretended it was a castle, a tall ship, a smuggler's den, the barnacled back of an ancient whale. Outside the sky swirled black and grey. A storm was brewing. Noi listened as the sea thrashed against the rocks and rain began trickling down the walls. Suddenly, with a flutter and a squawk, something tumbled out of a storm and landed in Noi's cave. It was a little bird, and it didn't look well. The tiny bird shivered in Noi's hands. He knew he must do something, and quickly. Maybe Grandma would know what to do. But Grandma was a long way away, wasn't she? The tide had come in, and it was hard to find a path across the rocks. Noi hopped, jumped, and leapt with all his might, but the storm blew him left and right. Noi wondered if he would ever make it back to Grandma's. When suddenly a sail came cutting across the sea. Who do you think it perhaps was? I think I know who it was. Grandma! Shouted Noi. I've got you, cried Grandma as she scooped them both aboard. Thank goodness I found you, she said. Grandma had started searching for Noi as soon as she'd heard the storm. There they are, all safe. Grandma and Noi and the little bird, all safe in the ship, the boat. As they sailed home, Noi and Grandma found more of the windswept birds. They must have been on a long journey together, said Grandma. There they are, look, what's the little bird is. The house was soon full of chatter and the ruffle of drying wings. That's Grandma's house. Look at all the little birdies, all perched up there, all drying off in the warmth. Huh? Isn't that nice? There's the house, and all the birds are flying off now. There they are, look, all flying away from the house. Once the storm had passed, the birds went on their way. Only Noy's bird didn't want to leave. I think he likes you, Grandma, says Noy. Noy wondered if Grandma ever felt lonely, living out here by herself. They spent the rest of the summer together, exploring every rock and shore. There they are in the boat. And Grandma's bird came too. There it is, little bird as well. Little bird there. I think that's a nice story. And do you see what Grandma's house is like? It's part of a boat, isn't it? Part of a ship like that. Well, that's that story. I think we'll stop there for today. We've got lots more books for you for next time. So for now, we'll say bye.